me work this last week without getting paid.
It's too much for many of us to be kept silent.
I don't even have the option to clock in or out. This is my story. I had never in my life that I think I was going to make a video like this until I noticed that other people were going through similar situations. And by other people, I mean employees. Because I don't want people to think that I'm spoiled or anything. Like, trust me, I understand when you need money, you need to work for it. It's just that in my situation, in my bad luck, I've never had a good job. Even though I've only worked 2 places that are both food related, they're both restaurants. I'm not going to include the names since I don't want to get into problems. I will be saying what I learned out of them and what I did not like from each job. So let's go to my first one. The only reason I did not like it is because I was hired as a busser / dishwasher. Never in my life did I think I was actually going to be put as dishwasher. So I was always doing my best to always be good in the front of the store so I wouldn't have to be put in the back, because I saw how much labor needed to be put into it. But people just never understood, such as the managers. Like, I don't know how to even put this in words, but it's just like, you don't know how hard it is until you actually have to do it. Because I would always say, oh, like, that's easy. No, it's not. Like, once you have to do it hands-on, that's where the hard part kicks in. Because especially as a teenager going to school and having to do that, I understand some people can handle it, but some can't. And well, I'm that some. Because I remember, I mean, like, who cares if school was stressful or not? I was just in a lot of extracurricular activities, and it was just not working with my schedule. Especially the managers, when I had explicitly explained to them that I needed them to work with my schedule so I could be able to accommodate to like working and not being tired and being able to do everything the right way. So that's when I had to politely ask for 3 days a week. They gave me 5. Okay, so this is me being in the back since a recent dishwasher had just quit. I'm not trying to like say people suck or like my other coworker was not doing a good job, but he was pretty slow. So I had to be doing double the job, and I was always in the back. I had to wash the dishes with freaking 5 school buses coming in, or like 2 or 1. It's still a lot of plates to wash. And I also had to wash everything that they had to use to make the food. So it was a lot, and my back started hurting. That's when I had told the store manager if he could like talk to the managers in charge of the schedule to like move me around so I wouldn't have to do that. So that's when they had moved me to cashier. So the days that I was as cashier, they were replacing the days I would be as busser. So when I got moved to cashier, look, I'm not trying to, I don't want to get into problems. I'm just saying what I felt, I'm not trying to get into problems. Like, I just want to explain how I felt in this issue. That's all. Like, I understand that people may disagree with me, but this isn't something that I'm not attacking anyone. I'm not using any names or anything, because I'm seriously not trying to get into problems. I just really want people to know my story. So with that, they had to put me as cashier, replacing my bussing days, which was cleaning the front. So the days that I was supposed to bus, I was cashier. So the other days was when I would have to go to the back and dishwash. I noticed there was so much difference when they started putting me in the front. I was literally doing nothing and getting paid the same amount. And it's just like, no. Either these people we do have so in my current issue with the past job that I had, I started Googling employee rights. So we also have a right to be paid what we think we are labor. Like, we have the right to like disagree with the pay we're getting for the labor for the labor that we have to do. So I did not agree with the pay. So I mean, like, I will be honest, the pay was okay, but it's just got to an excruciating pain to my back that I was not able to work or concentrate in school anymore, because I was worried about work, money being the main issue here, because I need to pay some freaking laptop that I got for myself. And it's gonna sound dramatic, but I feel like it's just too much for a teenager to handle. Okay, so that was my first job. I did not like it at all. The main reason why I did not like it was the management, because I once overheard them, like, these people, they try to get teenagers to work because they know that we just want the money for like phones or whatever. But Sometimes these kids need to help their parents. Like, I'm grateful enough that I didn't have to help my parents with any payments. It was just me that wanted money for myself. It was just me that wanted money for myself. But in other scenarios, kids have to be helping their parents while working 12-hour shifts or other things where they're not treated equally. Because there is also another act. I'm just gonna bring out the acts right now because I had written everything down because of this past job that I just had, which I will get into. Okay, well, I forgot the name of that act, but it is where 40-year-olds and older can retaliate against managers treating younger people better. But in this case, in my case, I felt like it was opposite. They're using teenagers to work harder things since we have more energy. I had overheard my coworkers talking about how they hire teenagers since they have more energy. They have more energy to do harder jobs and harder working or harder labor that is in that job that there is. So they put them in the hard things, not knowing that they actually have payments and they're over here dying. Not like that's gonna sound dramatic, but like feeling like low. Because having a hard job just gets you in a low state of mind. Ever since I started working, I was actually excited to work. Never in my life did I ever think work was gonna be this different. So when I started working, I was like all happy, like for the first 2 weeks. Until later on, I noticed that it was just like really hard to keep up a full school schedule with working. Cause I just wanted to hang out with my friends. I mean, I'm a teenager, like I just want to go out or like, I just wanted to be around my friends. But in this scenario, I couldn't since I always worked. And every time I asked for days off, they wouldn't give me the days off I wanted. So I was always working. I felt like I was trapped. I seriously felt like it was just an ongoing circle. It was practice in the morning, school, work. Practice in the morning, school, work. I felt like that was going on 7 days a week. So that's when I had called it a break. And I had told my mom, I was like, I can't anymore. I was just like, this is just getting too much. I was like, I've never been this depressed. Like, I'm not saying that I have depression or anything, but like I always felt depressed while I was working. But that's like another whole story, and that's when I had ended it off. And I was like, okay, after that I felt so much better. Until later on I got another job, which was the recent one. I literally just fixed the situation today as I'm making this video. And this is the reason why I'm making this video. You know what? I don't even care anymore. I'll be completely honest. My first job was way better than this new job that I had gotten. I do not care who's watching this. Y'all should just be grateful that I'm not saying any names. I'm not even going to include the freaking businesses or company's name that I was working with. But just to say that I was a dishwasher. Again, my luck. That's like the first thing I had told him. I told him, I was like, I'm kind of like, don't want to be dishwashing anymore because my back was hurting and anything. They're like, oh, don't worry, like we'll try to get you to be doing other stuff, not just that. So pretty much saying like, you're the dishwasher, but we're not going to keep you there. So for like a good 4 weeks, that's pretty much all I was there for. A good 3 weeks. I'm not even sure. I got like 2 paychecks. So I'm just gonna say everything. I don't even care. Like, I seriously don't. Like, I do have a right as a human being, freedom of speech. Like, I'm not even gonna get into it because I'm probably gonna sound retarded. But I don't want this to happen to other people. So when I got hired, it was just like an immediate hiring since they were hiring immediately. So when I got there, they just right away put me in the back and they started like telling me like, oh, just do this and that. When they're briefly explaining everything, when they were explaining everything to the point where I had no idea what I was even doing, they weren't explaining everything correctly, first of all. So the first day happened and they're like, okay, like we got your hours, we wrote down your hours, don't worry. So the second day they told me, oh, you're gonna be getting paid at $8.25 an hour. So when I got there, I just continued the week just knowing that I was gonna get paid $8.25 an hour. And overall the people were okay, I guess. It was just like one employee that would like once in a while get on my nerves since it didn't. I'm not even gonna say the gender because I don't want anyone to be like I'm attacking people, but I'm just saying like this was an employee that it just never understood when the freaking boss was talking. Like that was an immediate write-up, but they wouldn't place it against it since it was always just trying to be the correct person, or since they needed it working, they just never, they needed it working since it was always, it pretty much it pretty much knew how to do all the meals that we had to do. So 2 weeks passed, we get our first paycheck, and I had gotten a $500 paycheck after I had worked 5 days a week, 8 hours. I had not actually done the math, but that was more than 40 hours, trust me. And I had estimated at first that I was gonna make like a good $700. You know, I thought that was good since I'm still a kid, and I was like, you know what, whatever. I ended up coming back getting $460. Never in my life did I think I was gonna get paid that much, since in my old job I never put in 40 hours or more. And so it was a bit of a shock to me, but I didn't make a big deal about it. And I was like, oh, like it's probably because of the uniform. Get this, they gave me one shirt. So I never wanted to like be the bad guy there. I just wanted to be working, like people, like not to like toot my own horn or anything, but everyone there would tell me that I was doing a good job. They didn't know that I was that good of an employee. Even the boss there had told me that I'm not even gonna tell them how young you are, because they respect you for how you work. Because I would work to get everything done with, and I did everything right for them. I did not want any problems in this new job, since I had problems before. And I was like, you know what, like this is a job, I'm getting paid for it, like let's just do it. Because at first I was informed that I might have gotten paid. I was going to get paid $750, but once they told me $25, I was like, okay, more money, like I might as well do everything right. So when I was, it was just one time when this employee, my coworker, that it was like in a bad mood that day, and it had told me to organize some containers that we had. It had said, do y'all not know how to organize this? Who's the one that organized this? I'm not, like, that's literally the only thing that I remembered, but how rude she had said it really pissed me off. But I didn't say anything because, like, you know what, it's a job. I was like, I understand, like, I shouldn't have had to give an attitude or anything, but after someone treats you that shittily, like that shitty, I don't think you have I don't feel like anyone has the right to treat someone like that. I really don't. I don't care who you are, the boss, whoever. Even if you're a freaking coworker, you have less of a right to be telling me what to do. So from that day on, when I just fixed what it had told me to do, but I did it with an attitude. And it told my brother to do the same thing. So from there, it reported me to the boss saying that I was giving the attitude. And I was just like, you should just be grateful that I did not start a problem right there and start telling you stuff from the get-go, like just saying like, oh, like, why are you telling me to do this? Or like, you know, like, she should just be happy that I wasn't arguing. She should just be happy that I wasn't arguing with it. And it's still like, if anything, I was the one who should have reported it. But it went there and reported me for giving attitude. I don't understand how that's right. I just thought that was wrong, since I wasn't doing anything wrong. Like, I was seriously just doing my job. It was like we were a bit busy, so I was kind of throwing everything everywhere. So I was trying to do my best, but I just couldn't, since it was starting to get hectic in the back. And if you have ever been a dishwasher, you should know by now that it does hurt your back. So like after a while, I was just like kind of like giving up, since it was starting to get hard. So apart from that, that was like the only big issue. And it was just like some people, like, I don't know, it's just like some people just got to me, and it's just, y'all don't understand how much a dishwasher is important to a freaking restaurant. And to be treated shittily isn't the way you want to be treated, especially after you're pretty much important in the whole subject. Because how are they going to continue cooking, or how are they going to continue doing stuff without clean stuff, without clean utensils or anything? So like, that's just like my first thing, like just defending the dishwashers out there. Like, if you're being treated shitty, y'all should just leave that job, because I seriously do not think y'all should be disrespected, especially after me knowing and going through that. Like, I don't think others should be disrespected in such a workplace. But after that, that was pretty much like the only issue. I started getting along with more people, but that coworker, I just never got on the good side, because it was always mad. I don't know, like, it just always thought it was correct, but it was always wrong. It just never understood when it was wrong. So that was the only thing that pretty much pissed me off. But after that, I got my second paycheck. So I noticed that I had put in 41 hours, which should have gotten me like 258 or like 300. It should have gotten me like around 300 something. And then turns out that I was getting paid 750. And I was just like, I was informed when I just got here that I was going to get paid 825. So they told me, oh no, after all, you're going to get paid 750. So then I did the math again, and it still didn't add up. They still owed me another $100. So since they had not put me in the system, because I was just thrown in the bag as soon as I got there. Like, first of all, that's wrong. Why wasn't I even put in the system? I didn't even have the option to clock in or out. So I was writing down the hours on my own. So that's a good part, that I knew the hours I was working, and I knew the pay that I needed to get. So when I had told them, they were fine with it. Like, everything was cool and all, but I noticed that my other coworker hadn't gotten paid the same amount, and they had kicked her out. They had told her, we are not paying the money we owe you, just leave or just continue. Like, they weren't gonna go through that problem. So from there, we later started finding out that this isn't a place to be where, like, let's just put our 2-week notice, which was literally yesterday. So we put our 2-week notice. We're like, okay, this is gonna be our last 2 weeks, or this is gonna be our last week since we go on vacation next week. So we were counting it as a two-week notice. And when we had done that, they had said that's fine, and I had also informed them. They had also informed me that I was, after all, getting paid $750, and that they were gonna get me my paycheck. The rest of the money they owed me the next thing. So then I later get a call from my coworker saying that they're gonna make me work this last week without getting paid. After that, I lost my shit. I was just like, no, like, this is so messed up, because I know other people go through this. Like, that's the part that pisses me off. Like, I don't care if I got the money or not, because I'm serious. Like, I don't need the money that much. Like, I'm just grateful to have a family that could support me and, like, do everything that without me needing to help them, like, money-wise, financially. And it just really pissed me off after I found that out, because it's just like, this is happening to my other coworkers too. They're getting their hours cut. By cut, I mean, like, they're not getting paid for all the hours they actually work. And for me to be notified that I was not gonna get paid my last week, so I did not show up today, which was today morning. And I later went on and saying that I'm no longer gonna be showing up, and I want my paycheck. So they paid me the rest of the money they owed me, and after that, everything was settled. So they hadn't made a big deal or anything, because they knew they were in the wrong for everything they were already doing. Like, I'd rather not even get into detail, because I really don't want to get them in trouble. Since I really don't want to get them in trouble, because I know somehow people are gonna find out where I used to work. But overall, like, they just knew how much of a good worker I was. Like, I really don't want to sound like preppy or anything. I just want to know, like, I was there for a purpose, for a job, and I did the job I was given. So that's the part that really pissed me off, when they were treating me like shit. Like, I just didn't accept that. Like, I don't think that an employee that's doing the job that they were assigned have the right to be treated bad. So after that, I wanted to spread more awareness, and I want people to know that they shouldn't be treated bad. Like, that's literally my point. I don't want people to be treated shitly. Like, this just really pissed me off, and I now know to do more research on a place, or just make sure that I'm gonna be put in the system, get paid for all the hours I do. But I just really don't want this to happen to anyone. So if you can, please spread the word, because this is just stupid. This is, like, ridiculous to the point where other people, not only me, I'm just putting this video out because I want people to know that this is not happening to only me. This is also happening to Amazon workers, as I was informed, because they recently had, like, a Black Friday online thing. Sorry, let me just breathe. They recently started having, like, an online sale, and they're also working more hours, and they're not getting paid the amount they should, which is also happening over here. But, you know, I'd rather not even get into more problems with them. But I just really want people to know that do your research on a place. Don't let yourself be there. Do your job. Like, you're getting paid for your job. That's what, like, be like, okay, like, calm down, like, whatever. Like, you're getting paid for it. Just do it. So that's pretty much what I was doing until they just continued doing the same thing, like, not giving me equal treatment to others that were doing, I don't know. There's just, like, so much people there that were doing so many bad things. Like, I seriously don't even want to get into it, but I just don't understand how they even want to treat people shitly, and they're not even paying them the money that they need to get paid for, like the hours they work. But overall, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted people to be more aware of what employees have to go through. This is my story. I really don't know how this video is going to do, but I really wish it reaches people so they already know so they are informed of all the things employees have to go through. And I just hope y'all can continue going through all, I just really hope y'all can continue supporting my channel. Since next week I am grateful enough to even go on vacation after this whole little shit show that I had to go through. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just hope y'all enjoyed this video, this little story time that I did, because this was my truth. I gave it all. I told my truth, and I don't if I get into any problems, I will keep y'all notified, because I really don't understand how I would even get into problems, since this is, I have not included any names in this or gender, so there's no reason or any allegation that can be placed against me. Since I do have a Fair Use Right Act, I'm not even sure what it is, where I can report on some news, and it's not illegal since their name is not included at all. I'm just talking about my experience. So just thank you for watching, and subscribe down below, because this was one hell of a ride, and I hope to be doing way better. And I just really want my channel to grow. I want more people to support me. I really want people to watch more. Like, I put another little rant. I put hard work into the videos I make, because I understand that there's people out there who use making videos or watching videos as a escape. This is kind of like my escape. I just do this since I want people to enjoy more content. I want to do content that interests people, that keeps people distracted, because that's pretty much what this whole YouTube community is. So I really hope y'all enjoyed. Please subscribe, and all you have to do is click that little bell to be notified every time I post, and make sure to watch my other videos. Thank you for watching, and that's all I got for today.